This is Paul Palmer. Today, I want to talk about first impressions. Giving a first good impression is really important. Today, you can see I'm not wearing my shirt. Well, on purpose. Because image, to me, made a massive difference when I changed. So, I started in 1986 working in a microbiology laboratory. Pharmaceutical manufacturing, of course. We also made toiletries, baby products, and casting as well. Casting products too, adhesives. It was a big site, I don't know, 400 or 500 of us. And I used to go in matching the rest of the microbiology team, many of whom had been there more than 10 years. So I was doing my degree, and I was, what was it? I think it was like a polo shirt most of the time. Maybe, I don't think I used to wear a t-shirt. I think it was a polo shirt. Maybe a t-shirt sometimes, but usually some sort of casual wear is probably the way you would put it. Jeans and maybe a jumper as it got colder in the winter. And I did that, I'd say 4 or 5 years. And then I started applying for other jobs. And I looked around and I didn't get a few within the company, not somewhere else, within the same company. And I thought, what do I need to do? How do I need to get them to notice? So I decided to change my image. I stopped wearing the casual clothes, and I decided it was time to start wearing a shirt and tie, because one of the senior colleagues I was working with was wearing a shirt and tie, so why shouldn't I? So I started wearing the shirt and tie, and I bought a pair of nice trousers instead of the jeans. And I think within a year, I got invited to more meetings. Within 2 years, I got a promotion, internal. I got promoted from being a laboratory technician, maybe it was senior laboratory technician, but it was still technician, to a supervisor. Not within the same team though. I got promoted to supervisor in quality control. I'd previously applied for the role, what was it called? It was a manager's role, process control manager. And the person that interviewed me, when he interviewed me, said that he wouldn't, if I hadn't applied, he wouldn't have even considered me for the role. Well, he'd seen me in my casual clothes and not very much in the smart clothes. And went from there. So somebody else, I got the job within quality, not within operations. And I was working with a guy with the manager that wouldn't give me a job in his team. And as a supervisor, I was wearing a suit by now, of course, because changing roles, you want to give the right impression when you first go into the supervisory role. And soon I was moved up again to the management role. I think it was maybe a year. They restructured, and I thought, well, he's doing it at that level, let's give him his own area. So I took on the management role for the quality assurance team. So it was quality control, but we decided to move all the analytical testing into the remote lab that was in the area that I'd come from, near the microbiology team. And my progression, I believe, in the pharmaceutical company I was working for was down to changing image, changing attitude. Because I find that if I'm dressed casual like this, then often I don't really get on with it. But if I'm dressed, as you can see, like the guy in the suit, then I feel more, I'm not sure it's confident, because I feel confident anyway. But I feel like I'm ready to work. I feel like it's time to do the job, get on with it, and present. If you think about a pharmaceutical inspection, a regulatory inspection from an agency, FDA, MHRA, Anvisa, whoever, then giving the right impression when they arrive is always emphasized. I always see people dressing up. The funny ones for me are the ones that slick their hair across. Now, I cut mine instead, so I don't need to slick it. But it's interesting that they go back to where they feel comfortable, how they feel they want to be when they look smart and ready for the job. So whatever you do, whatever you're thinking of trying to achieve, wherever you're going in your career, whatever meetings you're going to, when you meet the regulators, always dress smart if you want to achieve results. And it's not just for their benefit, it's for your benefit too. I do find that the losing the tie, which people often do, does make me feel different when I first take it off. But as I go through the meeting, it makes no difference really. When I go to the US, when I go to Asia, they're not so bothered about the tie. They're happy to see you in a smart attire, but usually they're not wearing a tie. But at the same time, they don't care if you've got a tie or not. It's usually mentioned at the beginning because it seems everybody knows that the English wear ties. So I go with my tie. I usually wear it in the first day, and if it doesn't match in with the rest of the people that I'm working with, or the team I'm auditing, or whoever it might be, I've already made the first impression with the tie on the first day. So if I'm auditing and they didn't wear one on the first day, then I'd leave it in the hotel for the second day. And I think it's really important that you actually reflect the style, the level of the people you're working with, because it's a lot easier to have empathy, to feel like you're working together as a team if you're aligned. And it's the same in team management, I find. If the team is not dressing up, if they're not smart, if they're in their casual gear when they come to work, and you're in your suit, then you find some distance, and they're less likely to come and ask you for something. If they're all dressed up smart and you're dressed up smart, it seems they're more confident to come and talk to you. So, I did start this with first impressions, and first impressions do make a difference. But also, I do think that the longer term, during the day, during the week, during the month, with the team you're working with, makes a difference too. If you're dressed for work, then you work. If you're dressed for a party, then you go to a party. And if you're dressed for the field, that's where you should be. All right, that's it for me for today. Talk to you soon. It's Paul Parker.